What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gabe Miller Music. Today, we're taking a look at the making of Uncanny Valley, named for the effect in robotics and CGI, where there's a human that's so realistic that they're creepy because something's not quite right. You can tell it's not real, yet it looks really real, and it leads to this kind of, you just go, "Ah, that's disturbing." And that was something I was thinking about, and so I named the track that because this track kind of fits that vibe. So I started off like I do every now and again. This is the third time I've done this on a track I've released, for those of you keeping score, where I started off with a loop. And this is a fun way to work as long as you're careful with it. And I've gone on rants about this before, but just be careful when using loops. Don't let it become a crutch. Let it inspire the song. And yeah, so that's what this did. So it's this bass right here. So it's pretty simple. And I heard this, and I had this in my vault for a while, and I heard this, and I immediately started thinking of what the song would sound like. So I brought in the Logic and just started working. So I started with this, and then I duplicated it. I have a distortion and a spreader on it, so add some grit and width to it. And then finally, what's basically a sub. So I just cut all the high end and made it mono. So we get this nice sub. Of course, the whole thing is sidechained. So that's that right there. And then from there, I immediately started adding drums. So I jumped right into that. So I got this kick. Fairly straightforward, just a really punchy kick tuned to the key of the song with a little bit of EQ, especially cutting off the a bit of high end because it was too sharp and I needed a little more punch. So, and then just a little bass cut off. I have two EQs because I had one EQ, and I was like, I need to make some tweaks, but I want to be able to get rid of those tweaks if possible. So that's why I have two EQs on here. So I got that. Clap. And that is a bit of processing. I actually did these drums in another session file because I was originally going to use these for another track that I ended up just scrapping because it wasn't good. So I knew I could use this kick and clap with this bass line, and it would work really nicely. So here's what we've got so far now. You can already hear that's kind of the basis of the song, but I did not stop there. I went and added a ton of other stuff. So let me just go into the drums in their entirety. First of all, so I got this drum bus. So this is what all the drums sound like. So I'll just go into each element. I'll just build it up. So let's forget about the main kick for a second. I got a kick sub. A kick double to add a little more kind of boom. This one emphasizing the punch. And also got a reverb on it. So we got this kind of kick double to make the actual kick a bit more powerful and a bit more punchy. Another clap to add some high end. So that's three different claps layered on top of the normal clap. So just adding a lot of kind of texture to it. So we got, and then layered with the snare, we got, and then we got the ride. And then this percussion part with these hi-hats, and these are both panned, so you get this kind of bouncing back and forth effect of these two hi-hat sounds. I just played that with the MIDI keyboard, doing the triplets. And another clap as well, so. And that's the drums. And one of the keys to the arrangement working was dropping elements of the percussion in and out at times. So for instance, this ride comes in and out at very specific times, and this also comes in and out quite a bit. So that's the drums, and then, so far we've got the drums and the bass, and then I have this playing triplets. And this one's got both these are massive patches, and this one's got a significant amount of processing. So got some pumping and a bit crusher. Even though they're both synths, it's really more of a percussive element, which this whole thing is very much not melodic, very, very percussive, which was very intentional. And then a bunch of elements just to fill it out and give it this kind of atmosphere. So if you played all the stuff, it just sounded like this weird soundscape, like playing a movie scene with like a haunted graveyard or something. So we got, nope, that's not it. This. Got that breath sample with a delay and a reverb on it. And this one's playing the melodies you can hear. This is just a super, super affected version with 3 different crazy processing versions of the bass. Can barely tell what it is. It's just adding some vibe. So we got that. Massive patch. Another one. This one's kind of the main thing that really, really makes the song work, in my opinion. So eerie. I love it. This one's pumped as well. So you layer all that. And that's all the background stuff. And then the last background thing that is not among these elements, but I have a little lower down the session here, is some ambience. And I'll take off all the plugins here. So here's what it sounds like by itself. It's like people in an airport terminal, I think is what it was. Yeah, airport terminal. And so what I did was I pitched it down. So especially when you hear people's voices, it sounds weird. Then I pump it with the kick. Then added a reverb. And now it's this super eerie, who knows what that really is. So you got that with all the soundscapey synth stuff. I'll just kind of layer it in there very subtly, filling out the track and adding that vibe. And then finally we got the lead. And that's a few different elements. So I'll just... That one's doing most of the heavy lifting. That one's pumped, as you can hear. And then one of the creepiest sounds known to man. Right there. All layered together to get. And then one of the decisions, of course, here is that the melody here is only partial, and then later it comes in fully and just kind of comes in and out. And then the rest of it is just down to arrangement. Yeah, I have all the elements, kind of all of them here at the end. So basically what I did was I just grabbed this and then copy-pasted it a ton of times and then just dropped stuff in and out. Just kind of felt out the track, and then also using, you know, I have some experience arranging, and I've studied other arrangements of other songs, so I was able to just use that to really get a good sound. And then all these other tracks down here are just kind of booms and white noise whooshes and a bunch of stuff like that, and some got an impact here and stuff like that. And that is Uncanny Valley. That's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, found it interesting, and found it helpful. If you produce music and wanted to get some ideas of things you can try, hopefully this was helpful to you. And I'm Gabe. I will see you guys next week. Peace out.